Really important to me that you only do your shoulder check for your blind spot in the range where your other eye can still catch a brake light ahead of you. So it's a neck twist, no shoulder twist. And I'd let you do that, but now I'm gonna ask, why would you have failed your test with that lane change?
Is it because I turned my signal after?
No. Hey, it's me, Jacqueline.
Hey, it's me, Toby.
We're back and we're gonna work on lane changes.
Yep.
Our first lane change is exiting the parking lane into the driving lane. We're on a 2-lane road in each direction, and we're just gonna do left and right lane changes every now and then, and we're gonna follow this pattern, which is the same pattern that you're gonna use when you're doing your driving test. I'm gonna say, when it's safe, make a left or a right lane change. And then I'm gonna watch you to assess safety. I'm gonna be watching for you to check your rear view mirror. Of course, you'll signal to indicate your intentions, and then you'll check your side mirror, and you'll do a shoulder check for your blind spot.
Yep.
Really important to me that you only do your shoulder check for your blind spot in the range where your other eye can still catch a brake light ahead of you. So it's a neck twist, no shoulder twist. And you're really good at that, so I feel safe. We'll do this 2-lane street for a little while, and then we'll go on the freeway and we'll practice lane changes at higher speeds.
Sure.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Put on the brake, hold on.
Oh,
And then put us in drive. We didn't get to drive yet. You got it.
haven't?
Now we are.
Okay. This guy's gonna pass in the now.
I think they're turning.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, now. Okay,
Your
boop.
blind spot.
Boop.
You got it.
Very good.
I love that just as you were preparing to exit the parking lane, a car was coming to make a right turn.
Yeah.
So you really
Paid
had
actor.
to track, paid actor. So you had to track that car. That was awesome. How does it feel when you look up in that rearview mirror? Does it feel like you see everything you want to see? Do you need to make any adjustments?
Definitely, I think it's good as it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I told you was this story I heard from a driving student that one of their friends failed their driving test because they adjusted the mirror while they were driving. So if we need to make any adjustments, we'll only do that when we're in a stopped position. That's fair. So let's prepare, and when it's safe, you'll make a left lane change. And I'd let you do that, but now I'm gonna ask, why would you have failed your test with that lane change?
Is it because I turned my signal after?
No, the intersection. You just made
yeah.
a lane change through the intersection.
Oops.
And it's sometimes when other people are directing you, it can take like a little longer to, plan it out. So give yourself time. When the examiner says to you, or when I say to you, when it's safe, I want you to evaluate all the safe stuff, including the intersections.
Huh.
But you did a great job assessing my car safety, and I really appreciate that. You did good with all the other stuff. Do you know why we're not allowed to make a lane change in an intersection?
Because there's no marked lines. So
I mean, visibly that kind of shows it's an open space, but people could turn right into the, if we're not in the right lane,
yeah.
a person waiting to make a right on red could feel like, oh, it's my time.
And then we're just.
And then all of a sudden we make a lane change in the intersection
Yeah.
and we could crash them. So intersections are places, as the name implies, where lots of different things intersect. So we avoid making maneuvers in those spaces just to keep things as simple.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. And on your driving test, you only have to do one left and one right lane change.
Really?
Yeah.
That is awesome. So they'll just tell me when.
Yeah, it'll just be, you'll be driving. So let's practice. I'll say, when it's safe, make a right lane change.
Like right now?
Well, not right now because we have a person crossing, but
I thought you were saying when I say this.
yeah, no, I mean, I mean,
action.
yes.
All right.
Yes, when it's
All right.
safe, make a lane change.
Okay, this is a very promising time. Check the mirror. Boom. There's actually a truck coming pretty fast, but I
You can take your signal off.
can take my signal.
Yeah, and you can just keep going. Let's get our speed straight. At 30, get settled. Good. I love how you notice the truck coming fast. If you ever notice a car approaching faster than you, you can expect they're going to be right behind you and then next to you in a minute. Exactly. And the rule is we're not allowed to change lanes in front of a faster moving car. We can only change lanes if we can safely flow with the speed limit. You got it. Thank you for the teachable moments. We learn from the mistakes as much as we learn from all the perfect stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pop in and give my highest recommendation to the Zootopia driving app. They've helped so many of my students who are feeling anxious about the driving test to do the final prep they need to pass the permit. Zootopia has simulations, additional content, videos, everything that a new driver or a parent needs to help guide learning to drive process. If you're looking for a great resource to help you or someone you love prepare for their permit, the Zootopia app is where it's at. As we go into this next stretch of road, obviously you can see they're doing some road construction. They also repainted the road lines, so kind of just track our lane really carefully.
Okay.
When you're at a stop, you have to keep your hands on the wheel. I feel like I get to be the one to like pick.
No,
you are a very good safe driver, and it's just from that idea that like, what if somebody rear-ended you? You don't want to like wobble. You want to have like a brace. And on the driving test, if you take your hands off the wheel, you could get an automatic fail for dangerous maneuver.
Does this lane get like?
We're gonna have room, but it's gonna feel funky because the bus is so close.
Now I feel a lot better.
Yeah. And I hope the left foot straight out there kind of helps you feel like you've got a relationship with the orange cones.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. In our straight lane, curves left. We don't cross the way the friend ahead of us did. They just crossed into the right lane.
Yeah. Very bad.
You did a good job tracking. And for that friend, it was safe because the bus also changed lanes. But if you look over here on the right, if there was somebody tracking, you don't want to accidentally bump them. Yeah. Okay, it looks like we might be getting rid of our big bus traffic. So now I'm going to say again, when it's safe, make a right lane change. You're going to use the rear view mirror to kind of track for a gap. You're going to use the right mirror. You want to make sure you don't miss something like that blue car.
Yep.
Really good.
Oops. Would that be an automatic fail?
Nope.
Okay. That's very good.
And let's see if we can do it. Right turn signal. Mirror.
Boom.
There,
Boom.
right there.
Right there.
Let's go in behind
Okay.
it.
Now let me just actually.
Or not.
Can't really do that.
Oh,
What
and
the
they
heck?
are coming in front of us. I love that you noticed the friend. They were supposed to wait until, of course, they had 2 car lengths before changing lanes.
Yep. It's very annoying. I really don't like it.
Now we have another friend that crossed over in the intersection in
Very
front
sad
of you.
to see. All right, now this is very promising.
Near the
Boom,
blind
boom,
spot.
boom.
Got it. Nice. Stretch that left leg out.
Oh yeah, whoops.
It's interesting
I'm forgetting.
how much you take the foot in. I'm wondering what it's curious. Like, I know for sure that the car is designed for your left foot to be out there.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be a kinesthetic guide for you.
It's very nice. Like for knowing like where it is, but like I just keep on forgetting.
Yeah. When it's safe, make a left lane change.
Alright, okay, yeah. I'm gonna slow down so that this car can pass me. And I'm gonna change behind them. Never mind. Oh, actually? Oh, never mind.
was a good idea, but they slowed so much, they made it impossible for you.
Should I be like talking like to my driving instructor, like while I'm taking faster to my driving? It's kind of like.
Huh?
Should I just be like talking to my driving instructor like while I'm or no wait, I mean
Your examiner?
My examiner, yeah.
Remember that the test is only 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
And we would have already completed our lane changes.
Girl.
You did great with that hazard. I thought you did great. And maybe you slowed a little bit too much. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know, I was just trying to start with.
Yeah.
So.
Big wide truck door. So yeah, they'll be nice to you. They'll be giving you directions. If you want to share something like, I don't want to make a lane change because I'm going to wait for this car, you can say that.
All right.
Yeah. But maybe don't talk about like the Warriors score or right.
Yeah.
So when it's safe, make a left lane change.
All right.
Good. Love how you waited till after the intersection. You waited for the car to pass. Really, really good. And we are going to turn left at the next light, and then we're going to do these lane changes on the freeway at higher speeds, and you're going to be just as controlled and careful.
There's a lot of cruise drivers.
We are a little bit of a club.
Yep.
Do you feel like soccer and lane changes have anything to like learn from each other?
I mean, I feel like, yeah, because like in soccer, when you like want to change where you are and like go to a different space, and you need to check like where your teammates are.
Oh, I like that.
So then like you need to like look around and see like, oh, is there too many people in that space? Or like, oh, is that smart? Like, so that's like the same with driving, like looking around and seeing like where people are.
Yeah. Are there too many people in that space?
Yeah.
Right? I love that. That's so cool. I'm convinced that like sports growing up are such an important part of people becoming good drivers. When I drive with people who haven't played sports, explaining movement that you're experiencing is much harder.
That makes sense because like you're just like not used to it, or like I don't know, not necessarily not used to it.
Left lane.
No, left lane is.
Always left it to left. Good. And then this is going to drop us into a left turn lane, and we're going to turn left and hop on 80 west.
Sure.
And then the first important lane change you're going to make is going to be at about 50, 55, maybe even 60 miles an hour. So just a reminder to keep your right arm settled.
Well, I don't have to do that.
You actually are going to change lanes right here. Otherwise, that'll guide us right off. And you got to get up ahead of that truck. Go faster. Good. And then mirror blind spot. Nice. So you got on with a burst and we could hear the engine roaring, and then you kind of settled in. You're like, oh, I'm good. And so did the car next to us. So keeping that speed up and matching the flow, your first priority for that smooth transition. Now check the rear view mirror and notice the whole world behind you.
Beautiful.
And when it's safe, make a left lane change. I love how you could tell that silver car was one lane over.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure, so I'll check like that.
Yeah, I really appreciated that. Notice the black car passing so quickly on the right. That's the kind of thing we notice in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't, even if we wanted to do a lane change, we would just wait for those kinds of drivers to pass before we do it.
Yeah.
But let's make a right lane change when it's safe. And we wouldn't normally go back and forth on the freeway, but just for good practice, let's make a left lane change when it's safe. And I appreciate how you're keeping your speed up. Sorry, I was seeing that red car come out. You are doing great. And our final one, when it's safe, make a right lane change into a much slower environment. So slowing down significantly. Really good control. And that's another important thing to remember about the freeway. We could be cruising along at 65 miles an hour with a big truck ahead of us.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we notice a sudden slowdown. So I really appreciate the control that you handled that. We're going to exit at Central. So we'll just turn our right turn signal on.
Right.
And let's turn left at the light. But let's say bye. You did great. Anything you want to share about lane changes, lower speeds, high speeds? What's the most important thing for you?
Most important thing is just like checking your blind spots and always remembering to do rear view mirror, side mirror, and then blind spot.
Awesome.
That's the most important thing.
Awesome. And if you see someone in your blind spot,
don't do it.
You don't do it. You wait for them to go. All right. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
You, bye.